We're back with the Bad Vibe Podcast.
I'm Dwight.
And I am Jeremy.
Yep. Find us on Facebook. And it's good. Just joking.
Bye.
Like, that's the shortest podcast ever. Some people are like, thank God.
Yeah, that's the best podcast.
Yeah, they're like 10 seconds of horribleness.
Yeah.
Horribleness.
This is the first time I didn't get the bullet in the gun I was going to put in my mouth.
They're like, I didn't get to even load my gun while I was listening to that.
Oh, shit.
Anyways, this is episode
16.
16. I was going to say 15.
Yeah.
Dang, they've been flying by.
Yeah.
Yeah, 16. It's been a while since we've recorded one. Sorry, we fucking work. Get the fuck over yourselves.
Sorry, I have to have a job.
Yeah, if you want to pay my rent and my car payment and my bills, feel free.
Yeah.
But, no. So, if you want to bitch. But get the fuck over yourself.
People think everything should cater to them. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, well, why didn't you do it this way? Oh, this store never has the right drinks. They were always out of my kind of... Shut the fuck up.
When he gave me change, he gave me ones. You know, like, oh, God. Can you still fucking spend them?
Yeah.
You know, can you still drink it? Can you still do whatever?
Are you drinking from a puddle in a trash pile? No.
I mean, yeah,
Live in America.
they're like, all we had was red Gatorade. You know, I mean, like...
Which is my second favorite
It's
kind.
way better than ditch water. So, get the fuck over it.
People are such whining.
I want a shirt that says, get the fuck over it.
I just want people to get the fuck over it.
It'd have to be, like, without spaces. Because the way I say it.
Get the fuck over it?
Yeah.
Hashtag.
But then people are like, huh? They look
if you
at
have a shirt
it.
that says hashtag on it anyway, you're a fucking homo.
Yeah. Right before you said that, I was like, dude, we should have one that says... I was thinking that, and I was like, as soon as he gets done talking, I'm going to say this. And you said that, and I'm like, what am I going to say now?
I always think...
I don't get the whole hashtag shit anyways.
I'm not real sure what it's about.
I think it would be funny to put the link to your YouTube thing or your Facebook thing, but have a shirt of the link.
Yeah.
Because people just click the link.
Yeah.
I think it would be funny to just have the link.
I always think of, like we'll talk about something on here, and I listen back to these later just to see... Like,
I haven't listened to 11, 12, and 13.
Well, I always try to listen back just to see how fucking stupid I sound. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'll think something and I'm like, that would be good on a shirt. Like one time I said, I was talking about going to my stepdaughter's JV volleyball game, and I said it sucks because all the hot girls are on varsity. And I thought, like, I don't know if you'd want a shirt that says that on it.
There is some things out, like, it's just, I'm like...
But anything you ever, like, you're watching a show or
if you get it out of... If you don't listen to the whole story and you listen to the end of it, it's fucking funny as shit, because it sounds funny.
Take something out of context?
Yeah. I mean, it's just... Like, there was some Jewish thing, you know, we made some thing about...
Oh, I wish black people would be the new Jews.
Yeah.
Like, they, like, bounce back and kind of take over.
Yeah, but it was just, I wish black people were the new Jews.
Yeah.
And if you just had that on a shirt...
Yeah, I mean, people would be confused by it, but... You know.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't say it on the last couple, but Facebook, the Bad Vibe Podcast. My name's Dwight Smith. Find me on Facebook. And then from there you can get the link, or you can just fucking look it up, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how this fucking shit works. I'm not a tech guy. But we got Twitter, the Bad Vibe Podcast.
Yeah, if you go to the iTunes thing and you type in the Bad Vibe Podcast, you'll find us.
Yeah, we don't have, like, a video. We might one day.
Yeah.
In no way.
There's nowhere to set the camera up in the truck we record from.
Yeah. Yeah, eventually we'll have better sound quality, too. We're a little tinny right now.
Yeah,
But,
we're tinny.
Whatever the fuck that means.
I think it means...
And if you know what the fuck that means...
Tell us.
Find us on Facebook and let us know.
Yeah, if you were to...
like our page.
If you became friends on Facebook or Twitter... and you said, and you sent a message to us directly, you're gonna get a response.
Yeah.
We're not like famous people. We're not rich or anything. We're not like above you peons. We are you peons. You know?
Yeah.
We're just
we're not douchebags that just like friend requests and then not send back.
No, we're douchebags that do send back. Yeah. So anyway, enough of this shameless promotion.
I'm gonna fucking knock your drink. Oh, it's empty anyway.
Yeah, it's empty.
Throw it in the bag.
Our desk is cluttered with empty drinks.
Our desk being the
console in my truck.
Yeah, and it is cluttered with other stuff too.
I wonder, in the world of comedy podcasts,
how many are recorded in a truck?
In a truck, yeah.
Yeah, like in a just parked.
What if we find out most are? We're like, oh, we were onto something.
Yeah, like, yeah.
They're like, wait, can you record them in anything
actually, the
else?
first ever podcast recorded in a truck.
Oh, speaking of that, we do have, in the somewhat near future, we're going to have a studio, a new studio.
An actual in a building studio.
In a building. My house, which if you've been listening, I don't live in yet because we're having to fix a bunch of shit because the house is old. There's a small, I guess you would call it like it was a closet.
Hallway.
Yeah, it's a hallway, but it's how big?
It's kind of like a foyer into another little room.
It leads from a bathroom. Like you go in the bathroom and there's a door exiting it, and it goes down this little hallway that's probably 6 feet long, 4 feet wide, roughly. And anyway, it's
6 feet long is
pushing it.
I don't know. I mean, like, you kind of can't judge stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm 6 feet tall. And I think, like, all right, if I laid down in here, would it... And I'm like, I'd be squinting.
So
but really, it's probably around 6 feet.
It's a tiny room.
Yeah. 6 feet. I mean, we're fucking doing all this. Jail cells are bigger.
Much bigger.
So...
8 by 12.
Yeah.
If we had an 8 by 12 room to do our podcast
Holy shit.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But no, well, this is going to be like a fold-out table, fold-out chairs.
Yeah.
Huddled together, sweating.
But yeah, because there's no air conditioning vents that lead to there. Like,
so if you're complaining about it tinny right now, you're going to be hearing sweat dripping. Like,
yeah.
Because I think it's going to... I think the sound will be better because we'll be right there. Yeah. We need to like kind of tone it down a little bit. We yell. But that's us.
Yeah, we're screamers.
Yeah, well, screamers. That's kind of... Two dudes sweating in a closet, and you're calling us screamers. That's, I don't know.
But it's gonna be our... My wife, it was actually her idea because she doesn't listen to the podcast because she doesn't... I think, like, she thinks I'm funny in a way, but she kind of thinks, like...
It's like you want to leave that part out. Just like, all right.
She hears enough of my shit.
Yeah, just go and do it, you know?
She listens to my bullshit all day.
I think it's kind of like it's getting it off your chest and maybe, you know? Like, you come out here and we do this, and it's like it gets it out there.
Yeah.
And then, so you don't, like... You got to tell somebody. And we don't always see each other. So, you know, you bring up this stuff with her, and she's like...
Yeah, she's like, okay, yeah.
So if we have this kind of like an escape.
It's a creative outlet.
Yeah.
It's like anything else. Some guys sit around and draw. You know, some guys like do music or whatever.
Yeah, like stuff that's actually could get them somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, there's more podcast news. You know, we've been wanting to get a song for our intro. Mm-hmm. I think I might have mentioned this to you before, but there's like guys I went to school with, they have like a rap group. Mm-hmm. And I think
everybody went to school. People have a rap group.
Yeah, I know. But they're like putting out songs all the time. Yeah. I'm thinking about like looking through them, finding one that we like, and maybe asking them if we can use it as an intro on our podcast.
The beat. All we need is instrumental.
Yeah, and maybe if we can find a cut where they say something that
like we're back
by itself is funny.
Yeah, or just saying like that we're back.
Yeah. They got one.
But I think a good beat with a recording of us saying the Bad Vibe podcast.
Yeah.
Over it, you know.
I'm gonna talk to the guy and see if we can use it. Because if he says because what if he says like, yeah, you can use it, whatever. You're like, I know y'all. And then they end up being like fucking big time.
Yeah.
That'd be funny. When they sue us.
Yeah, when they're like, who said it? And some guy's like, I don't know, I didn't tell them.
I didn't
tell them they could use that.
They'll act like they don't know me, even though we went to high school together and shit. They're like,
See, I got some friends too. There's, you know,
Carnizel.
Yeah, there's Carney and there's
he probably likes a beat.
Frankie.
Right?
You know, they both.
Oh yeah, Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie.
He's like does a lot of that.
Yeah, he does a lot. Yeah, he's kind of like
Puff Daddy.
No.
Oh.
What?
What were you gonna say? I said Puff Daddy.
DJ from Edna.
What were you gonna say?
DJ Trey.
Yeah, way different. My guy's like a billion.
No, I mean that's kind of like what
your guy's the guy that fucked up my wedding.
DJ Trey's been doing it a long time.
Yeah, he's still not good at it. Fuck him. Yeah. So, anyway.
Oh, am I not smoking? Yep. They've been pretty bad lately.
Oh, God.
So anyways.
Yeah.
Episode 16.
16. Yeah, Joe Montana's number.
God dang, they've been flying by.
If episodes were years of a person's life, the Bad Vibe would be getting its license.
It's permit.
16? You get your
I
license.
still wouldn't know how to drive yet.
It'd be that weird.
You know, it's still not good at it.
It'd be that weird where you keep pushing the brake and like you go and stop, go and stop.
It's learning.
It's grinding gears a little.
Yeah.
You know, straight open highway does good. Get to curves, gets a little shaky on the curves.
Yeah. Can't go for a long time because doesn't really know how to do it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's doing good. 16. It's a good age. 16 was a good age to be. You didn't know it at the time. When you were 16, you wanted to be 18.
Yeah, because 18's the one you want to be. And then when you're 18, you're like, fucking 21, because I'm fucking tired of this shit.
And then when you're 21, you're like,
And then 21, you're like, yeah, 18 was better.
21's the last age you want to be, I think.
Yeah, because this is like 25 because of car insurance. You know?
Oh, I do, yeah. I wanted my car insurance to go down. So.
Yeah, mine didn't.
That's because you have the driving record of Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah. Oh, Crash.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was like...
I thought that was funny.
I was like... Ew.
So, yeah.
I've actually never...
I think the last age that you really look forward... Because nobody's like, can't wait till I'm 46.
They're like, 32's looking good for me. Like,
I mean, people lie to themselves. They're like, 40's the new 20. No, it's not. It's the same 40. What, just because you fucking put goop into your face and you look like a fucking monster, you think you're fucking... Like, hey, I'm 40, but if you look at me, I look like... No, you look like fucking Godzilla. Stop getting surgeries and just be old.
They get those, yeah.
Whatever happened to just being old? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, old people, like... Yeah, I mean, like, I remember, I think on another one we had said, because you got gray hair on your beard.
Yeah.
And we had said that I probably won't.
Because it's red?
Because it's red.
Yeah, you might.
And I might, but I'm like, man, I've always looked forward to having a white or a gray beard when I get older. And I'm like, then I'm going to always be stuck with this red beard. I'm like,
yeah, fuck it.
Fucking sucks.
You go to the store and you're like, I need some Just for Men dye. They're like, oh, brown, blonde, or red. You're like, gray?
Gray?
You don't have any gray? They're like,
They're like, you see these two hairs on top of my head? I want to match those.
yeah.
I want to match those two.
But I don't understand, like, whatever happened to just getting old? Like, what's so bad about getting old?
Off.
Like, everybody's going to get old unless they die young.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm going to get butt implants, and I'm going to get my face lifted, and then I'm going to get my tits done.
We always do like, what is that? Let's stop for a second. What is that?
That's...
We both always do that, though.
When you're making fun of somebody that doesn't have a point, but they're trying to find one, that's a panic. It's like, I'm gonna get this, and then I'm gonna get...
Yeah.
Everybody has their go-to make fun of people voice. You know, you got like the...
Where's the high pitch?
What's that one?
No, I'm going there.
No, not that one. When you're disgusted by somebody, how do you mock them?
I don't know.
I know you know, but
I get disgusted about a lot of people.
But I can't do it right now. You're like, how do you do it? If you're just like, you want to rip out their fucking, like...
I seriously cannot think, but I know there is one. I know I do one.
It's like, oh, motherfucker, I know this is bad on podcasts. And I can't, when you can't think of
when you bring something that you can't.
You're like, I'm so smart, everybody should listen to what I have to say. Then you stutter for 45 minutes. They're like, spit it out, you fucking idiot.
They're like, God damn, I'm on the edge of my seat. I don't know why. Right?
Yeah. Somebody's taking a plane trip begging that the fucking Taliban get it. They're like, please crash us into a building.
Why didn't I bring my gun? Why didn't I bring my gun? Right.
Yeah.
They just start screaming bomb. Did you see that thing? There was a video of a guy that started just saying that he's going to blow up the place. They were trying to take him off the plane.
He was just fed up.
He just kept... I mean, he didn't have a bomb. He just said he's going to blow the place up. And they were like, taking him off the plane. I don't know. I mean, I didn't do it justice. It was more to the...
Yeah, his wife was probably like...
You saw the video?
No, I'm just saying. I'm an
He was the only one on it.
I haven't seen, you know.
don't know. Maybe like it's like the carry-on was too big or something. I don't know.
No, I mean, it's probably his wife is next to him. She's like, "Hey, honey, next time that waitress comes by, will you ask her if I can get this ice?" "No, I didn't want that much ice." "When she comes back, can you ask her for a little less ice?" "Hey, when she comes by, I need a Sprite." And he's like, "Fuck it, I got a bomb."
Yeah, he's like, "I want to blow this fucking place up."
Just because it's nagging.
He's like, starting with her.
Yeah,
Right?
he's like, if I could just blow her up, I would, but I'm just gonna blow the whole goddamn plane up
To make sure I get her.
Yeah,
Right?
It's like, you know how like when you're getting, you just want to like grab their face and just squeeze it until shit pops out the back like a goddamn pimple. That being said, I love my wife.
No, I don't.
It's not just her; it's just people.
Nah,
in general.
it's just people. Yeah, you're just like.
I see her more, so it comes up.
I'm still trying to think though of that.
Yeah, the go-to voice for when you're making fun of somebody that makes you want to fucking puke.
If you can remember that go-to voice, get back.
Oh, if you're listening, I can explain it to you. It's the same one that Bill Burr does when he's like, he does it, and it sounds exactly like the one that like we do. A lot of people use it as like the mocking voice of somebody you want to fucking destroy.
And I have no idea what it is right now.
Like when somebody does something and you want to destroy their soul.
I get it, but I don't know.
I have rage in me.
Is it like a deep, like a grunt?
No. Well, I mean, it's like kind of like that, but I can't do it because I can't bring it up.
It's kind of like a
into my pee fucking brain. No, it's worse than that.
It's like a grit in your teeth. Like,
Dustin used to do it a lot.
Dustin?
Yeah, he used to do it.
Dustin?
Keener.
The preacher / male nurse.
Yeah.
Someone out there's like, it's called nurse.
No, it's male nurse.
Yeah, I mean, you think of a nurse, you're like, oh, that's a nice, like that's a dude.
Yeah. Dude.
All right, dude nurses should work at those, like...
Gay bars?
Yes. No, those, mental wards. That's what I think of.
You gotta be kind of strong.
Yeah, that's where I think of the male nurses being. But not, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, fucking, our cousin, he's a fucking pussy. One of those retards that throw him through a window.
He's cool, we just never fucking see him.
Yeah, because he lives in fucking
Especially
Oklahoma.
if we start having Christmas down here.
Yeah, fuck him. He's gonna drive 14 hours, he won't drive 15.
But we won't ever see him anyways if someone kills Granny so we can eat forever eating Reese's.
Yeah. How fat are you when you make that?
Was that on this?
That was the last time.
Yeah, people are like, what the fuck? Who's killing this guy's grandma? And why the fuck does he call her Granny? Right?
What if Granny's a listener? She's like, those bastards.
Granny's like, I didn't hear 15, but I'm going to now.
You know what I was thinking? I wanted to tell this story. You remember it. But all of our millions of adoring fans don't. Remember when we were kids and, back before caller ID? Or, before we knew about it. Mm-hmm. And we used to prank call people. And it was fun. And one night, we got a little wild. And we first prank called, we were hungry. So we didn't prank call, but we called a Chinese-type restaurant. We were we were staying at...
I was there?
I'm pretty sure you were there, dude.
Just tell the story as if... Yeah, because I don't remember way back then.
Well...
I was like 8.
Yeah, you probably weren't even that... Well, yeah, you were probably about 8. So anyway... We were standing over at our aunt's house, and it was like several of us boys, like cousins were all around the same age, and we were all starving, and like we were home there by herself because she was at work or some shit. Can't imagine she would have left us alone, but she wasn't home for some reason. And so we called this Chinese place that was near there, and we were like, "Hey, we want to order food," and they were like, "Okay, what do you want?" And we're like, "We don't have this cheap." And they're like, I don't know. And so the guy that answered the phone, like, he doesn't own it. He's just some dude. Mm-hmm. So we're like sitting there talking back and forth. We're like, dude, we only have like $3. And he's like, you can't get food for $3. Because you don't understand when you're that age. So we're like, come on, man, just
food delivered for $3.
Yeah. We're like, come on, man, just bring us like something good. We're hungry. And he's like, you could tell when he started to break, when he like took a deep breath, and we're like, oh, we're getting him. And he's like, well, what kind of stuff do y'all want? So finally we broke him, and he's like, all right, if y'all will give me $3, I think he was probably going to molest us. But
he's like, how old are y'all?
Yeah. Are any of y'all cute?
He's like, what kind of build are you?
Yeah.
Is there blonde? Right?
How big's the cock? Yeah. I don't think molesters care.
Yeah.
I think they prefer small dicks. Because if you preferred big dicks, you wouldn't be fucking kids.
Yeah.
I think they like small dicks.
I don't know. Anyways, back to the...
yeah.
The order.
So we're telling him all this shit to bring. He's like, all right. Somehow we talked him into bringing shit, and we're going to give him like a couple of dollars. I don't know how that worked.
He showed up?
No. So he's like,
sorry,
all right,
I like to jump to the end.
Yeah, and so we're like, all right. He's like, I got to set up the order enough. And then he's like, sets the phone down for like a second, and then another guy comes on. He's like, and this guy's like Chinese. Like, this guy owns the fucking place. And he's like, well, what you do on phone call? And we're like, what? Because nothing he said made any sense.
Yeah.
And he's like, phone call. And then the other guy gets back on the phone. He's like, my boss is pissed. He found out that I was trying to like skim some food and take it to y'all and all this and that. He's like, I think I'm going to lose my job. And like, we were too young to really care. Even now, I don't. But yeah, so the guy gets fired because he was trying to help out some kids and possibly molest them. And I always used to feel bad. Like, for years, I would actually think back
Watch,
on
that guy's going to listen. He's going to be like, those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I finally found them.
Yeah. So, but anyway, for years, I would look back on that and I would feel bad because I'm like, man, we cost that dude his job. And he probably went downhill and started beating his wife. But then I thought about it later in life, and I was like, nah, fuck that. What if he got fired from that job and he's like, you know what? I'm getting my shit together. And he went to college, got a degree in like computer fucking programming when that shit was fairly new. And then maybe he's the guy that started Google.
Yeah, maybe. That's the guy.
We probably set the guy in motion to be a billionaire instead of hawking fucking egg rolls to fucking 12-year-olds that he wants to finger blast.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought that was a good... The actual... one of the craziest things I've ever witnessed was the story I was going to tell and I got sidetracked. About a prank call with Donnie. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
And how much time
I
do we
wasn't
have?
there. Yeah, about 15 minutes.
I wish we had Donnie here, and we'll get him one day and let him tell how bad I fucked up.
We can get him on the podcast?
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to even get him here.
No, I'm just saying like maybe over the phone or there or something.
You think he'd do one there?
I don't know. I think he would.
Does he listen to him?
He told me one time that he listened to Rogan podcasts, and then, because me and him and my wife were going to go see Rogan live, and I was like...
If he listened to Rogan...
But he didn't know who Joey Diaz was.
Yeah, but if he just listened to a couple, maybe not even listen to his...
He might only listen to the ones with fighters.
Yeah. Those aren't as funny. Like, it's not as deep.
And he's into that shit, you
Yeah.
know? But, anyway, should I tell the story, or should I wait till maybe one day we get... I'll just tell it. Fuck it.
We can always bring it back.
So, around that same time, we were probably...
Just try to, like...
What?
Don't say a lot.
I say a lot.
Yeah. I mean, like, we always cut into stories and it takes you 45 minutes to tell a story that would normally take 3 minutes.
If that.
Alright, anyways, back on the prank calling.
Yeah, so we were... our cousin Donnie, he's my age. We're around the same age. We were probably 12. And we were at home. It was, like, late at night. And we're off... It was us and a couple other cousins hanging around. And we were, like, prank calling people. Like, it always starts out innocent. You call somebody you know, and you're like, is your refrigerator running? And they're like, yeah. And then you forget the joke line, so you're like, okay, good, your eggs won't go bad. You're like, oh, I was supposed to say, you know.
Yeah, you mess up.
Yeah, you fuck it all up.
But then you're like, what else can we get away with?
And
what else
you build up confidence.
Yeah, because at first you're like, oh my gosh, they actually answered.
Yeah.
I actually said something. Did you hear that? Wasn't that funny? I actually said something.
Yeah.
And then eventually, some guy threatens.
Yeah, so what happened was, we called a few places. It gets a little more and more. It escalates. You know, we're calling people and like, you did this to me back in the day. I'm going to kick your ass. And the people are like, no, you're not. I'm going to kick your ass. And we're like, nah, fuck you. You know, we're just little kids. They can probably tell by our voice. So then Donnie calls. I don't even know where we got the idea. But Donnie finds the number and
He's
calls.
got a little bit deeper of a voice. Definitely back then.
Oh, yeah. Donnie he matured really early.
Yeah.
He had to shave twice a day when we were like in second grade. And he always had like a deep
But he was
voice.
like 13 or 14 when shaving already. Like.
Yeah. So he had a deeper voice, so he sounded like a grown man. And he finds...
Bears see him and then want to go get Rogaine.
Yeah, he's a hairy motherfucker.
Anyways.
Yeah. I could do a whole podcast on Donnie stories. He's a crazy fuck. If you meet him, he's real quiet and shy, but psychotic on the inside. So we're like 12, and he finds the number to one of those scooter places where old people get the scooters so they can get around town without, because their hip hurts. And somehow came up with the idea that we were going to do a joke where we call them and say that our grandpa got a scooter and it malfunctioned and now we're mad at him. That was the basis of it. Which is innocent enough.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's a prank still.
They'll be kind of upset, and then they'll be like, oh, okay, just kids.
Yeah.
So he calls, because he has a deeper voice. But it's late as fuck, and I don't know why we thought people would be at the scooter store at like midnight. So nobody's there, so they have like an answering machine service. So the machine answers, and it goes. You leave a message. So he's like, hey. And like, he starts it off aggressive from the start. He's like, hey, my grandpa, he bought one of y'all's scooters, and the brakes went out on it. And he was trying to cross the road, the brakes went out, and he went out into traffic, and a car hit him, and he got hurt. And he's like, and that shit don't float. I'm not taking it. I'm tired of being... And like, it got weird because you could tell he was like coming from a place of reality. He's like, I'm tired of being pushed around, and it's not going to happen anymore.
He started bringing up stuff in his life.
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden, he's the guy.
Yeah. It went serious pretty quick.
Yeah.
And he's like, so... in the morning when y'all get in, I'll be camped out on the building across the street, and I have a sniper rifle, and I'll be waiting, and I'm shooting the first motherfucker I see when y'all start going into your building, and I'm gonna shoot this, and I'm gonna shoot you, and I'm gonna shoot to kill, and I'm camped out up there waiting, and y'all won't see me because I'm hidden good, and you will, and like he goes on and on and on for what the length that the recorder would record, because if you go too long on those, they'll cut you off.
Like, beep.
Yeah, so he went the length of it, and then called back. And I don't know how it works if it picks up on another tape. And then went another how long it would take of just, I got plenty of ammo, and I'll be up here waiting.
How did you not stop him to do the second one?
I remember thinking when he was doing it, like, I remember thinking, he's going a little too far. I remember, like, laughing.
But it was probably funny. You're laughing.
But you're laughing, and then you realize you're not laughing anymore. Yeah, you're like, this motherfucker's crazy.
Yeah.
But we were just young enough to not really know. And this was pre-9/11.
Yeah.
If you do that now, you fucking Homeland Security kick your fucking door down. But it was like, he kept it kind of funny, but it wasn't funny enough that if you worked there and you didn't know and you checked that message, you wouldn't think it was a joke. It was serious enough. And he has that deep voice.
Yeah.
And Donnie, he's a fucking maniac.
Yeah.
He's quiet, but when you get him rolling, he's a fucking psychopath.
Donnie, if you ever listen to this podcast,
we love you. You're a cousin. But you're a fucking crazy person. I'm scared of you a little.
Anyways. So how'd y'all get out of this?
Yeah. So he goes on and on about how he's going to kill everybody that works there because his grandpa ran off into a truck. So, we start getting a little worried once he hangs up. We're all talking amongst ourselves like, I think Donnie went a little
They're like,
far.
someone's going to listen to that, and what did they find out?
Yeah, because this was around the time when there was caller ID.
That burst of cold air right here?
Yeah.
What's all that about?
Thing just kicked in.
Yeah.
There was caller ID at this time, but it wasn't real popular. Like, we probably knew about caller ID at that time.
Yeah, that business might have had it.
The business probably...
And they could have at least seen the number. You know?
They would have definitely called the cops.
Yeah.
And the cops would have tried to figure something out. So, that night, we were all thinking, like, we're going to fucking go to jail. So there was, you go through the stages of, like, when you're scared like that, you're like, we're going to go to jail, oh, it's going to be scary. And then you're like, well, Donnie's the only one that really did anything wrong. We tried to stop him, And then eventually you're like, all right, we're in this together, we got to get out of trouble. Mm-hmm. So the next morning, we came up with the idea. I don't remember who came up with the idea. This is so long ago.
Was I there for this?
I'm almost positive you were there.
Yeah, I was so much younger that...
You wouldn't have been real involved in the planning. Yeah. You probably had a good idea and were like, shut the fuck up.
Tell them that I'm going to steal their Legos.
yeah.
If they don't give us more Legos.
Tell them they're meanie heads.
Yeah.
So the next morning, like, we woke up super early. And I was like, Donnie, like, we got to do something. We're going to be in real trouble. Like, you threaten those people. So he's like, I don't know. I was like, well, how about, like, or whoever came up with the idea, how about we just call back and one of us act like we're your dad. So somehow they nominated me. I've never had a real deep voice, and then I definitely didn't, but he had a much deeper voice. He's like a bass, and I'm a fucking tenor, if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
So I call, and they answer. And, like, if somebody had broken into the house and put a machine gun to my head, I would have been less scared than I was when they answered. I don't know why, but I was thinking I'd get a machine.
They answered.
They answered.
And they probably already heard it, right?
It's like scooter services.
They already heard it?
Yeah, because we called like right about the time they opened.
Yeah.
And some lady answered and, did their thing. And I was like, hey, y'all received a strange phone message last night. And she's like, yes, sir. Those types of things or whatever. And I was like, well, what happened is I had to work nights last night. My son was home alone. And he was making prank calls. And I didn't know, and I found out this morning, and I apologize. He will be punished. And then Donnie's in the background like, oh, no, Dad. But it's funny because he has like a deep-ass voice, and I sound like a fucking girl. And so I'm like, he will be punished. I was like, if there's anything that I can do to make up, I'll send him down there to scrub your sidewalks and, things like that. And they're like, sir, that's very serious. People were afraid. I mean, what else do you say?
That's funny as shit, though.
And I was like, I'm very sorry. I went too far. Because, like when you're a kid, you don't know how adults talk.
Yeah.
So I went far I was like explaining how I was going to punish him. I'm going to whip him and I'm going to...
Well, yeah, you're always like that anyways, though.
I take things into great detail.
And then people are like, all right, well, just hurry up.
Yeah, they're like, shut the fuck up.
Hurry up, get on with your story. Yeah. That's kind of how it usually is. And they're like, and that's one of these moments right now. Right?
Yeah, so I'm going to saying that through the barrel of the gun in his mouth. So I talked him down. And I was like, it was,
You talked him down off the roof.
Yeah. And to this, I haven't talked to Donnie about that.
See, I always thought it was Academy that y'all had called, but I guess not.
Whatever it was
For some reason I thought it was Academy, and I don't think they...
Sell scooters?
Yeah, Academy is for more people that actually, can do sports.
Do activities.
Not for people that,
won't.
Yeah, I mean, that won't or, can't walk. I mean...
Well, I want to have Donnie call in, or next time we see him, record a podcast with him, because I want to know how because you got to remember, this is something that happened 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. So, my memory of it was a little foggy. All I remember is that he threatened them as a sniper, that he was going to shoot employees, and kind of a little bit of that. And I remember calling in pretending to be his dad, and I was so scared when I called. I was like, how when you chat, you shiver because you're scared? I was like I could feel like my liver had a quiver to it. I was so scared. I was like, I could just see, us getting arrested by the fucking FBI. Because, people always we do prank calls. We call and ask if Ben Dover's there.
Yeah, and then people are like, oh, shut up.
Yeah.
Or they're like, no.
We plot terrorist attacks through phones.
They're like, I like to set a, That is funny when you think of Frank calls.
Frank calls?
Frank calls. There's a guy named Frank calls people.
And he's real honest.
Right, yeah. Anyways, when you do prank calls, I don't know. I don't even know where we're going with that.
Yeah.
I like that, though. I like when I lose concentration about something.
People always say,
God damn, that's bright.
People are always like, if I could be Frank for a minute. What if you have this friend?
Yeah, I know where you're going with it.
You got a friend named Frank and he has a hot wife?
Yeah, I can be Frank for a moment. I fuck my wife. Right? And they're like, let's be Frank.
Yeah.
And fuck my wife. Right?
Yeah. I want to be Frank for a moment and beat the shit out of my kids, They won't shut the fuck up.
There is a lot of little sayings like that people,
They don't make any goddamn sense. Frank means
what's some more? What's some more? Come on, think of some more. I can't think of any right now. I wish I could.
Yeah. You ever notice when somebody said, this is something I never have liked, even though I've said it. If you said I don't know, somebody's like, if I had a dime for every time somebody told me that, I'd... why would you have a dime for everybody said that?
Yeah,
what do you got? You got copyright on that?
Even if someone gave you dimes, why dimes?
And are you keeping them?
I mean, if I had a dime, I'm sure you would have spent them, somewhere.
Somebody's if
you still had it, if you weren't cheap and poor and didn't spend a dime for every time that someone actually said that, right? There's actually some guy that follows you around all the time and listens when other people say stuff to you, and he hands out dimes. Right? This guy has like a change bag.
He's got a big bag of dimes.
Like, and if it was like if I had a dime for it, I would say like, all right, I'd make the deal with the guy that's handing out these dimes that it'd be like, hello, if I had a dime for every time someone said that.
No, what you
know
do
what I mean?
is
Like,
somebody's like,
I want to talk to this guy that has this infinite supply of dimes.
yeah, why don't we all get together and jump the dime guy?
Why don't I have anybody that hands me fucking dimes every time someone tells me something?
Somebody's like say like me, I have like kind of a wild looking.
People are like, they know it's just a figure of speech.
No, fuck you. If you say something, it should be true.
And that's another thing, figure of speech.
Yeah, when people say that, I want to vomit.
Yeah.
Because they're like a figure of speech. Okay.
It's just a figure. That's the same people that say like, oh, he's ignorant.
Yeah,
You
okay,
know?
it's a figure of speech. Tell me more figures of speech, since you seem to know so much about grammar all of a sudden.
Anyways.
Give us some Shakespeare, smart
man. Where did we
man.
start with this?
Dimes.
It all starts with dimes.
Yeah, somebody's like, my fucking tire went flat and I had to air it up. Like, if I had a dime for every time I had to air my tires up, why would somebody pay you a dime to air your tires up? It might cost a dime to air. The guy that sells the air is like, I have a dime for every time somebody had to air their tires up. Like, oh, it's nice.
A lot of tires have been aired up, and I would.
Why would you want a dime? Why would you be like, if I had $1 million for every time somebody?
You'd be like, I'd have $1 million right now. You know?
It really is a silly thing to say.
Yeah.
It's like...
That is pretty stupid.
You know all the things that people say just to say, like, they'd be like, hey, good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite.
You don't hear that much
What the
anymore.
fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, no, like, you're just rambling on for a while, kind of rhyming.
Like, I know what the basis of that is. It comes from way back when beds were ropes under them and you tightened them and they're... But why are you saying that shit? You don't say other shit from the Middle Ages.
Good night, sleep. Why'd you put the thing back down? That fucking light's blinding me.
That's like an old saying from like the Middle Ages. You don't say other, you're like, good morning. Don't let the crazy guy from next door run by naked and spit on your chickens. You don't say shit like... That's probably something they said in the Middle Ages, you know?
Ring around the rosy. Pocket full of posts.
It's funny, I was reading about that right before we started the podcast.
Really?
Yeah, well, it's old sayings and where they came from. I was reading about.
That one's like creepy.
You know, it is, but there's a lot of controversy of if it's really about the Black Plague. It sounds like it is. Because the ring around the...
Yeah, but they can make anything sound like it's about something, though, you know?
Yeah, but do you remember, like, when you were younger and you listened to 99 Red Balloons?
I got a story for the next one, if we can do another one, because we're going to have to end this.
What is it? Just tell me now. You got a few minutes.
No, I gotta...
What is it?
Okay, it's about my 5th grade teacher. The Nazi one.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I saw her today.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I have a Nazi 5th grade teacher. If we can do another podcast. I just now thought about
I might
it.
have to do it next week.
One more, dude.
We might do it quick. Dude, my wife's sick.
Yeah, mine too. They're both pregnant, dude.
Yeah.
Both of our wives are pregnant.
And sick.
Anyways, this
So,
is
if you want to hear about Nazi teachers, tune in to episode 17.
Yeah.
Whether we record it tonight or next week, it's still going to be about Nazis.
This is the episode. This is the end of episode 16.
16.
6 motherfucking teen.
16 candles.
No, episodes. 16 episodes. You said candles.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, that's the end of this one. Bitches. Go to Facebook, find us, whatever, YouTube, iTunes, whatever. Twitter. Likes. There's going to be more, I don't know. But yeah, find us. And that's a wrap.
Yeah.